My friends, another great day today. Plus 15% on AMC after a 10% day yesterday. So we are up 25% in 2 days, a little over 25% in 2 days. So what that means is when in doubt, just always relax. Things can start turning around relatively quickly. It can only take a day or two for big things to start happening. So, but like I said, we got to take one day at a time. I tweeted out this morning about utilization, and that turned out to be true. Utilization being at 100% or at least up in the high 90s is definitely one of the things that I wanted to see before potentially thinking that any squeezing might be starting or anything along those lines. I said I wanted to see a flush down in the morning, so that way we were up like 20 or 30 cents pre-market. I was glad to see that didn't happen. We didn't leave any gaps behind. And then talked about that the big things we're going to be watching for is the 20-day EMA, as well as what the wedge is starting to look like and how that's going to play out. So if you don't follow me already, please do. Colin_Gladman on Twitter. That's where I'm going to be tweeting, especially on days like this. I'll be tweeting out a whole bunch of stuff when I can. To keep you updated in anything I see, whether it be news-wise or TA-wise or anything like that. I try to keep everybody as updated as I can. Adam Aaron came out and said today they just made a new hire. Apparently she's a former executive of Frito-Lay, I believe, and some other companies to roll out their popcorn. I personally think that's a great idea. It's adding different revenue streams other than purely just what the movie theater themselves can do. Obviously, AMC has a massive brand with everything that they've got going on right now. Number one searched item on Google last year, so their brand is very recognizable. And I believe Adam Aaron is making a wise decision as far as striking when the iron is hot. I know there's going to be plenty of people that when they have a choice in their supermarket and they see an AMC related item, especially when it comes to popcorn, that is going to be the choice that they make. So real quick, let's just jump in here to the chart. I know this looks crazy, so first things first, guys. Little pop the bubbly just a little bit, okay? Once again, no, I'm not claiming any victories or anything like that other than right here, we closed above the 20-day EMA for the first time since back up here at November the 22nd. So it's been a long 2.5 months. Seeing us starting to reclaim some of these is definitely a good sign. Overall, the long-term support that we have been talking about since January 24th, for anybody that is new to the channel, first off, welcome aboard. Second, you know the deal. I'm not a financial advisor, yada, 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 yada. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm entertainment purposes only. I'm just a dude on the internet. Trade your plan, all right? So as far as support goes, we went from the buy button collapse, which as you can see here provided a lot of resistance, then it provided a lot of support after the buy button was taken away, and that's where we're finding support right now. We reclaimed the 20-day EMA right here, and we have got as far as daily candles go, man, it's really bullish. Very little wick at the bottom, very little wick at the top. It's pretty much just a solid green bar. So I don't know. This is gonna get we could go up, down, or sideways either way. But I think there's a case for pullback tomorrow. But man, this is a really bullish candle. It can make a bullish candle pattern. 3 white soldiers. Give you an idea. Pattern wise, so relatively over here on the right side of the screen could look something like that. As a potential setup for tomorrow. Once again, nothing is guaranteed, but man, did that bullish engulfing candle from the day before, and that's what we talked about. What I liked, I was nervous about the bearish, but what I liked was the volume was low on it. Then we got the bullish engulfing with higher volume. Now we got another big old fat candle with once again almost no wick, showing almost no signs of any type of retracement or dips or anything like that, and even bigger volume. We hit 75 million today. So I said, I think it was my weekend video. Once again, always feel free to go back and watch. That the move that I was looking for was moving towards the top of the wedge. The wedge. Let me zoom out here. I'm gonna get rid of the EMAs. The wedge comes from our downtrend that really started November 16th. And then I used the all-time high from touch points here, touch point here, touch point here, and then of course all these touch points down here. I've seen other people draw the wedge pretty much like this, like the red line indicates from this candle on June 2nd. I like this one a little bit better just because you get more touch points, okay? And, the more touch points that you get on any trend line, the more valid it becomes. And that's why this support right here is becoming so valid. I mean, we had just been ping-ponging around it, and now we're pushing back up. So I'd like to see a push tomorrow towards the top of the wedge. If we get in here on the 15-minute candles, you can easily see that. I'm sorry. Sometimes when we change time frames, it messes me up a little bit. So right here, we have a gap from, that would have been on the 14th of January. We almost closed it up here on January the 20th, but we didn't quite. So we still got a little gap there. So a push up to at least fill this gap tomorrow, maybe before some retracement, wouldn't surprise me at all. As you can see, this gap right here is going to be pretty much meeting. Let me just draw a line straight across for you. Boom. Look at that. So this gap fill potential right here, it could be meeting up with the top of our wedge. Let's see here, tomorrow the 10th. Yep, tomorrow the 10th. So I think a push up towards 20 is a definite possibility tomorrow to fill that gap right there. So that's definitely going to be something that I will be keeping my eye on. I mean, but just look at these candles, guys, man. Look at this 15-minute candle. Zero wick. No, I lied. Little bit of wick. Tiny, little wick. Little wick at top of candle. Right there. But I mean, other than that, good volume in it. What was that one? So 226,000. Man, there's a lot to be excited about, but let's not ever get too far ahead of ourselves. So let's do a fib. Okay, so if we do see retracements, like I always say, the 382 and the 618 are your two most common ones, but all of them will typically act as both support and resistance. So our first level of support tomorrow would be $17.48. The 382 would be $16.62. And the 618 would be $15.31. On the shorter time frame, sometimes Amy does like all the way down to the 786, so that would be all the way back down to 1450. By far and away my most least likely scenario, but at the end of the day, man, who knows? Who knows? We're just hands up on the roller coaster. We're just along for the ride at this point in time. But I do think, I mean, this is very bullish ending to the day and everything like that. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see us push up towards 20. I don't have it on me, and I apologize, my friends. Let me look it up real quick. I think I saw Max Payne was at $18. Let's see here. Friday is the 11th. Right now, what are we looking at? So right now, my phone is showing me. Really? I thought it was 18. Sorry, my friends. Pause. Yeah, no, it's showing me $17. So, honestly, I push up in the morning, getting everybody excited about, seeing $20 again, and then, coming back by Friday and finishing in that, anywhere between 17, 18, 19 ballpark. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I saw on Twitter where someone was saying the last time that the utilization was at 100%. on AMC was May the 13th. I do not know if that is true, full disclosure. But if you go look at that day, May 13th, right here, it's a big old candle day. All right. Now, that's had way more volume than what we had today, 296 million volume candle on that May 13th one. So, but it was another big old push-up day. So, who knows? Who knows? I noticed this earlier. So now I'm going to go to the weekly. All right. Here's my reason or pause for not concern. Number one, man, it's a good looking weekly candle. Wouldn't you say, my friends? I would. But look, we are right at the 200-day moving average on the weekly. Okay. So I do think that there is a chance that we could get smacked off that a little bit. Like, Composite Man who plays this game is like, not yet. We're going to reject you off the 200 on the weekly. That's my pause for concern on retracement for tomorrow. But overall, I'm just not seeing a whole lot of reasons for retracement. I feel like, once again, we've been looking at this for a while. Those of you that are new, once again, as always, thank you. But, we're looking at this. This is the visible range, and this was the big old, volume shelf essentially that we ran into, and we're seeing a nice response to that area. So, overall, I'm gonna say I'm like 65% bullish tomorrow and like 35% retracement. Either way, this is gonna be a great week. I said in yesterday's video, I think there's gonna be a lot of people looking back, myself included, that are gonna be like, thank goodness. This is where I really, loaded some shares. I bought a ton of shares at the gap fill and everything along those lines. If you don't believe me, I had somebody going, "Oh, you said you've invested like hundreds of thousands, man. You should like show your portfolio if you've done that." If you watch me, go follow my Twitter page. All right, I practice what I preach. All right. So if you look right here, this 200. Once we did so we were always, below it. We closed just barely above it, and then, buy button clap. So you can, scratch that out if you want to. But other than that, man, this 200 EMA has always been a little bit of a booger for AMC until it wasn't. And once it did get over it right here this week, man, we saw some catapulting going on. So, like I said, man, there's lots of reasons. I mean, even as I'm sitting here looking at it right now, man, I can feel my heart start to pound. But I preach calm, and so I will stay calm. But I'm excited too. So, last but not least, let me go back to the daily and let's look at the indicators that we always try to take a look at. My personal opinion is these are some of the most important ones. Everything should still be looking good. MACD, our blue line is still heading, virtually parabolic. Still bright green bars on the MACD. That looks good. Let's get rid of that. Won't waste too much of your time on any of these because, once again, they're going to look good. RSI. So we're just getting back into neutral territory on the RSI. So we still have plenty of room to run on that. Once we start getting up above 70, that's when technically we're overbought at that point in time from a daily standpoint, and we can, really start seeing some pullbacks at that point in time. If you like watching the line intraday, you start watching this. Pretty much every single time we start getting overbought, we're going to have the pullback and get pushed down. Okay, so I think RSI, especially if you like to watch the intraday action, is going to be a thing to watch when pullbacks are going to happen. Let's look at OBV. I saw on Twitter today, I think it was True Demon. if I'm not mistaken. He's a real high quality follow. He was basically saying that he will think the squeeze really is on once we get over here. I think it was 5 billion. Okay, once again, guys, do your own research, make your own decisions. But I think he was saying once we get over 5, between like 5 to 5.5, is really when we're gonna see a big massive leg up. But I mean, once again, overall, this is what we're looking for. We want to see these massive, OBV ticks happening, and I mean, pretty much we are. Like I said, man, we're at levels OBV wise, and we're like at $35-$40 a share, things of that nature. So overall, good things coming. We'll all be watching. Honestly, guys, between Twitter and watching the line and everything like that, my brain's a little bit fried. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off this video. But stay calm, stay cool. Good things coming. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all be good.